say when the going gets tough, it's easier to quit. Someday we will look back and say, remember when we were gonna procrastinate? We never did, but we're gonna do it one day. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's the good advice that it turned out to be cake. 10,000 spoons when you're in a knife fight. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic, yeah, I really do think. It's Friday night, there's a party. Everyone who's anyone will be there. It doesn't even matter that I don't want to go. I'm freaking out 'cause it's the weekend, and I think that I would rather stay in. I don't even really like my friends. Let's party with anxiety. The fun part is when it's time to leave. My body is shaking as I panic on the dance floor. Don't mean to be dramatic, but I'm freaking out 'cause it's the weekend, and I'm really bad at pretending, so I'm ruining the whole night for my friends. Let's party with anxiety. The fun part is when it's time to leave. Let's party with anxiety. The fun part is when it's time to leave. So let's party with anxiety. The fun part is when it's time to leave. When is it time to leave? I can't wait until it's time to leave. Video killed the radio star. When MTV stopped playing videos, they've gone too far. Now everyone has a podcast. I wanna rage against the machine, but stupid people are raging against vaccines. I guess they're smarter than doctors. So it's the end of the world when nobody cares. Everything fucking sucks. I hate it here. Is it the end of the world? Yeah, who gives a shit? Everything fucking sucks. I hate it here. My social media is not verified. I feel like shit, but I think I found the meaning of life. To get a blue check mark. If America is really so wealthy, then why the hell am I living in poverty? I hate being an artist. So it's the end of the world. Does anybody care? Everything fucking sucks. I hate it here. Is it the end of the world? Yeah, who gives a shit? Everything fucking sucks. I hate it here. Human beings have less rights than guns. Instead of healthcare, there's bullets for everyone. Everything fucking sucks. I hate it here. called me on the phone, which was already pretty annoying. I said, "Hey, what do you want?" He said, "Dude, my car's stuck. I'm pulled over on the side of the road. I've got a flat tire, I'm low on gas, and my phone's about to die." I said, "You think that's bad? How do you think I feel? I'm the one listening to all your..."
Welcome back. We were off last week. I was very sick. I thought I was better, and then I got sick, and I had to cancel the show. And I'm sorry for anyone that showed up and waited for me, but I started the phone tree. I messaged Brandon and said, "You message the next person." So if anyone still showed up, it's Brandon's fault, and Brandon's not here, so I could blame it entirely on him. I did message him, and he just texted back. He said, "Oh darn." He was just like, "Oh darn." I wanted him to be a little bit more crushed. I'm actually upset that he wasn't more crushed by it. No, I was not doing it. Our first comedian does have to go up. He's got to go up early, so I'm going to talk more after him. I am going to rush him up here right now. He's a performer from New York. This is it. This is the performer of the week that's doing it from the street. This is what I love about Zoom comedy, is we still have comedians on the street doing comedy. So from New York, please welcome Ted Fioriti. Fiorito. Oh, I did it backwards, man. Teddy, sorry about that.
No worries. I don't know why it's Teddy here. My name's Polonius. So I'm very nice to meet everybody here. I'm very excited to. It's my first Zoom show in a few years, and I wouldn't mind doing it again. But yeah, my name is Polonius. I usually have questions about that because people think like it might be a family name, or it's not a family name. My dad's name is just Mike. He was just on acid when I was born, I think. He was like, I like this setting. I feel like normally I'm looking at people and they're like crunching on chips in New York City. And this is like, I feel like people are like using their microwave here. This is comfortable. Are you a monk? I'm not a monk. I'm named after Thelonious Monk. My dad named me after Thelonious Monk. He's like the sixth most popular black jazz musician of the 1960s, which is an interesting thing. He's a great jazz man, but a lot of people don't know who he is. It's kind of like if I had a kid right now and I like named him like Moneybag Yo. They would probably not know who that is. In a few years, I am in New York, as you can tell. You can hear somebody's being rushed to the hospital right now. That's nice. I'm from New York. I'm in New York. A lot of people are. If you've been in New York, people are very gatekeepery about who's a real New Yorker. I don't know if you've experienced this, like where if you're somewhere, a lot of times people are like, oh, you've been here 10 years, you're not a real New Yorker, you're just visiting. I know this because my dad told me I'm not a real New Yorker. He watched me be born in Queens. What do I got to do to be a real New Yorker, Dad? He's like, well, you never got stabbed in the train. And I was like, that's crazy. Because I don't think you've been stabbed in the train. He was like, because I was stabbing people. Being proactive. I did. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people in this chat have been to New York. I saw this fight happening on the train, and the train stopped, and the announcer got on. He was like, "We have an issue on the train, but there's a lot of train traffic behind us, so we're just going to keep moving." And the train just continued stop to stop, and it was like a game of Mortal Kombat. Round 1, Canal Street. Round 2, Times Square. Yeah, but it's fun. I did see a family. I think they were Scottish because they sounded like it. And this daughter, she was chewing a lollipop. She dropped on the floor of the train, and she looked up. She looked down at the lollipop. She looked up at her dad and she said, 5-second rule. And everybody on the train was like, "What?" it's like in 5 seconds that lollipop had come in there. You know what I mean? So that's what happened there. I used to work in IT. Question mark? How you like that? I used to work in IT. A lot of people were like, "Thelonious, your personality does not fit IT." And I was like, "Neither do my skills." I'm not very good at IT. I know. I got fired. I got fired very unfortunately. I got fired on April 1st, which is disrespectful. You know, when you get fired on, because I had to double check. I walked in on April 2nd with a ton of confidence. You know? So maybe I could turn this around. Maybe I can figure this out. This is funny. I'm doing my set. There's like people walking by, which is typically people going to the bathroom. This is fun. Was it a cool April Fool's Day joke? If it was, it's still going on. You know, it's the cruelest. Really leave me hanging here. They did cancel my health insurance, so things are looking pretty bleak. But I got a job after that as a birthday clown, so things are going well. Okay. Sorry, I you know what? I should have thought this through. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I was working as a. Oh shit! There's a police chase happening here. All right. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, I haven't seen that. She's getting away. That's interesting, right? I mean, I feel like that's crowd work for me right now. Hey, what'd you steal? What'd you? But I unlike her, I had a job. I was working as a birthday clown. It was fun, but I could tell there was no respect in the clown game. I don't know if, it's like, I know this because my girlfriend told me she wasn't going to tell her parents that I was a birthday clown. She told me she was going to tell her parents that I was unemployed. So, unemployed is here. What I do for work is lower than that. Like, where's prostitution in this list, But I enjoyed it. They made us wear mascots sometimes. So I one time, like, they had me dress up as DJ from Coco Melon. I don't know if you guys know parents. It was a baby, but I was 6'3", so I was walking around this party. I was the biggest baby these kids had ever seen. The shit out of them. I was like, "Come play the DJ right now." So that was good. Before I worked at the United Nations. Shout out to the United Nations. Yeah, pretty sick. I did like it, but I think the holidays were kind of stupid because like they would follow. Like my friends would be like, "Oh, like what are you doing on like July 4th?" And I'd be like, "I'm busy because I work at the United Nations. I don't have that day off." They'd be like, "When do you have off?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, like Eid Mubarak." And so like, what the fuck is that? It's like, I don't even know, dude. I'm just trying to get fucked up. All right, well, I think I really got to run to my next spot. I really appreciate this, Mark.
Yeah.
I hope we're warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Happy to have you on. Thanks again. One more time for Thelonious Fiorito. I messed up his name double the first time because it was written as Teddy. So I read it as written. And then it was really small, the box that had your last name in it. But I have it written down elsewhere. But thanks again. One more time from the streets of New York, a real life police chase. I just assume they're probably chasing Pratik because he probably took over another shawarma stand as he usually does when he's in New York City, or he steals people's Grubhub. But yeah, no, that was awesome. That was the first time doing this show with me as host, and first time doing it in a while. So I was happy to have him back on. Like I said, for people that are joining late, I'm happy to be back here. I'm happy we were off last week. Thank you all for coming back again this week and having faith that the show will go on and that I would heal because you all prayed for me and sent me $500. That's what I said. For those of you that weren't here last week, I signed on and I said, I will feel better if you all give me $500. And they did. And then I felt really a lot better because I spent it on drugs, Mike Eckert. I did. I spent it on drugs this week and I'm doing a lot better. Was not COVID. 3 negative COVID tests. Was not COVID. But that's what happens when you get sick now and you get really sick is you just tell your work it's COVID, right? You want to get that week off. You just tell them it was COVID. They don't ask for the test results anymore. So if anyone asks, it was COVID. If anyone goes calling around looking for a reference, it was indeed COVID. No. Yeah, it was cool though. I did hear that William, I was saying this before the show started, William did get to go see Pratik in real life, in person performing last week. That was really cool. This weekend, last night, a regular from this show from Portland, Oregon, Patty Mansbach was in town in Chicago. So she came and stood by my mic. So I got to meet her in person too. And I was not there for this. I was not witness for this. Only one person's going to get this reference. I was not there for this. She did a show earlier in the night and somebody bought her a shot of Malort. And I've talked about Malort on the show before. It is wormwood alcohol that's popular in Chicago and it's known for tasting very bad. And somebody said, you got to try this. And she tried it and she was like, that was awful. And then looked around and then her nose started bleeding. Blood started coming out of her nose. And that's the first time I've heard of Malort causing a nosebleed. That's a new one. I don't know. Maybe the dry air in Vegas, it happens more. I don't really know. Lana Siebel's going to be here later tonight. You know what? There's a pretty good chance she's the one being pursued by the cops right now because I've seen her perform from the back of her car with a cop that basically looked like they pulled her over because they had their lights on and were sitting right behind her. So pretty good chance Thelonious saw that. Hello, everybody on Twitch. Abigail is on Twitch. Joining us there too, so it's good to see you. Thank you. The Ukrainian, yeah, she is Ukrainian as well. I say that today is National Hearsay Day. That is a really good one for us to spread rumors about other comedians. That's what we're going to be doing. I'll be doing that in between comics tonight. That's what I'm going to be doing and spending my time doing. I am going to bring up our next performer. I'm super happy to have him back on the show. He moved away from the city I live in, so I only get to see him on Zoom now because I'm not allowed in Las Vegas. Me and the guy from Green Day were not allowed there anymore. We got kicked out. Miners for shitting on the top of the sphere. So yeah, they don't take kindly to shitting at the top of the sphere and letting it run down all sides. They don't like that. I will not do that again. Please let me back into Vegas. But please welcome this performer. You've seen him on America's Got Talent. You've seen him on this show as well. Please welcome back Keegan Buckingham.
How are we doing? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. To answer your query, I think there are a lot of nosebleeds in Vegas, but I don't think it has to do with the dry air. My most risque joke ever. How are we doing? So yeah, I'm excited for Halloween. I was around here for Halloween last year. Somebody actually, I think, played a Halloween prank on me. I go to a party. I was looking at this lady's hand. I was like, oh my god, watch out, lady! There's a huge orange spider right there on your finger. Oh, look out! Turned out it was only a ring. Only a ring. Oh. Close. I don't know. I don't like people that got Halloween decorations where it's you can have spooky decorations or you can have cute ones. I don't like when they mix the two. That's weird. They'll have a tombstone with bloody dripping lettering. It's turn back now. But then they'll also have an inflatable pumpkin with a one tooth ghost popping out of it. And he's like, Happy Halloween. Whatever happened to turn back now? I don't know. But yeah, I do appreciate the time. There's if you follow politics, there's a big debate tomorrow, which is kind of a funny coincidence. I'm actually going to be in a debate soon. I'm going to debate one of these flat Earth guys. Yeah. It's high stakes. If I win, I get $100. But if he wins, he gets to throw me off the edge of the earth. High stakes. So yeah, I don't know. It's been going great out here. Went to a great auto mechanic. Yeah, one of the best. Yeah, I had to get like a new battery put in. Like the guy, just from looking at the battery, he could tell I needed new spark plugs, new transmission, new interior, new exhaust, and new air freshener. Just from looking at the battery. The guy was an automotive savant. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, we went like 600 over the estimate, but hey, it was worth it. It was a great battery. I don't know. Anyway, like apartment, you can tell is pretty nice out here. I got a bunch of roaches in here. Now, this isn't like some weed misdirection joke. I'm saying I got like bugs all up in the apartment. So I go to the landlord. I'm like, can we do something about these roaches? It's kind of gross. Landlord's like, oh, there's a rent surcharge for a complaint about roaches. I was like, that doesn't sound right. He's like, there's a rent surcharge saying that's not right. I was like, I don't think that's in the lease. He's like, there's a rent surcharge saying it's not in the lease. Damn. So yeah, I racked up all these like rent surcharges, end up having to sell the car I just picked $600 into. But I don't know. I thought, okay, as long as I get caught up on this rent stuff, maybe he'll at least like take care of the bugs. Turned out like right after I paid him, he went on a Caribbean cruise. I don't know, some landlord. Anyway, I don't know. The bars out here, it's a fun time. I went out this weekend, went to a great bar, had a great bartender. Bartender, he goes, they had like a great drink special. It was like $1 domestics. Yeah. So I asked the bartender, I was like, oh, can I get a Rolling Rock? He's like, oh, that doesn't count. He's like, oh, can I get Sam Adams? He's like, oh, that doesn't count. It's like, can I get a PBR? He's like, oh, that doesn't count. He's like, well, what counts? He's like, you can get a Diet Sprite. Diet Sprite. So yeah, I had like 9 Diet Sprites. Then the bill came, it was like $27. I was like, what? I thought these were $1 each. He's like, oh, there's a surcharge for a complaint about the price. I was like, oh, my landlord, I didn't recognize it. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I don't know. It's fun out here. Like I don't know. I got like a date tonight. Actually, got a date.
Woo!
Thank you. We're meeting up 1 a.m. behind Stratosphere. Yeah. She told me to bring a bunch of cash to pay for drinks. So yeah, I haven't seen a picture or anything, but she seems nice. Her name's Rodrigo. Yeah. Good times. I don't know. Like I'm like living downtown here. Like somebody came up. They're like, oh, you want these show tickets? It's a great show. It's the history of the Vegas mob. You can learn about all these old time mobsters and their crimes. I was like, oh, that sounds good. I went to the show. Turned out it was just a Sinatra tribute. Hey, what are you gonna do? Anything goes. This guy Sinatra. I think he was in the Fugees. Anyway, like stuff's going good. Like I got like a new phone. Thank you. I don't know. It's going nice. We're still in like the honeymoon phase. Like everything works. Right. It runs smooth. Everything loads the way it's supposed to. Not like my old phone. My old phone. Yeah, man. What a battle axe. Yeah. The old phone would always be like, I don't have memory for that. Yeah. I can't. Oh, you gotta update me. You never update me. Come on. Oh, but run those 2 apps at the same time. I can't do that. Plug me in. I can't hold a charge. So yeah, like long story short, I miss my old phone. Yeah, I don't know. I had like a birthday earlier this month. Thank you. I don't know. Yeah, thanks. I come to realize, like, as you get old, the thing is, like, you're not supposed to have like passion or like feel anything. You're not supposed to like be enthusiastic for anything. Like, it's like not expected. Like if you tell your boss you like love your job and really enjoy coming in, they don't like that. They'll either think you're gunning for their job, or they'll be like, oh, you like it here so much, I'll give you something to like, and then they'll give you the most unpleasant task. Yeah, I don't know. Like dating's like that too. Try like meeting a new person and being like, oh, hey, I can't wait till we hang out. I'm really looking forward to it. You'll never see that person again. So yeah, you get old, like you're not supposed to. You can have enthusiasm for raising your child or your NFL team. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So how about them Raiders? So yeah. Another news. I went to the dentist. Yeah, I had this hygienist work on me. She's like, "Oh, I'm not just a hygienist. I'm also a dancer. I'm a dancer / hygienist." I was like, "Oh, well, prove it." So she did. She flossed my teeth. And I was kind of like, "Oh, floss. You call yourself a dancer? You're doing this outdated move on me?" She's like, you think that's outdated? Wait till you see the bill. You'll plank. Yeah. So I was like, oh, geez, like, but plank? I can do more outdated than that. She's like, oh, you can do more outdated? I was like, yeah, I can. She's like, well, hey, sock it to me. So I was trying to think of something, but I drew a blank. So I don't know. I just had like 23 skidoo out of there. She's all like, Ed too, Brutus. Anyway, so I had like a clever comeback. I was like, oh. Yeah. I don't know. Good time. I don't know. Just kidding. We smashed. Yeah. I gotta take the unfunny part off the end. So anyway, so like what, we had like a lot of fun, but like what I really came here to talk about was my mustache. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who they tell me I look like when I grow a mustache? Every celebrity who's ever had a mustache. Like I look like Freddie Mercury and Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck and Hitler and Stalin and Mario and Luigi and Jeff Hardy and Gene Shalit. Let's go for Harry Kovacs. I don't know. Anyway, like also I look like Ron Jeremy, but not because of my mustache. Anyway, but before I get going, I just wanted to say real quick, one thing, and not a popular take, but you know what I'm sick of? Eating. Eating sucks. Overrated. Humans can't eat anything. We're supposed to be the top animal, but we can't eat anything. I can eat a plant. I got to make sure it's not poison. Eat an animal. I got to cook it. What's that? Like humans supposed to be the top animal. Why do we got the worst stomach? Why does the goat get the good stomach? Why does the goat have the goat stomach? Right? Wouldn't that be great? Having the goat stomach, like, oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, here we go, tin can. Right? I'm just like on with my day. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, I missed breakfast. You know what that newspaper over there? Wouldn't that be great? I don't know. Why do animals get the best stuff? Flight, breathe underwater. What can I do? Appreciate music?
Yeah.
Trade that for cold blood in a minute. Trade cold blood for cold play any day. So yeah, being human sucks. Being animals better. Not eating anymore. Only thing I'm eating from now on. Ass. That was a comedy show. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, one more time for Keegan. One more time for Keegan. Yeah, I can see the clapping. I can't hear it. That's totally fine. If you're in a loud spot, if you can't go off mute, I totally get it. Lana's gonna be here later. I'm gonna do a little bit of time. I'm gonna talk a little bit. I do want to check in on Mike Eckert. Mike, how have you been? You been good?
Yeah.
Who do people say you look like because you have a mustache? People
I
have
don't know. Nobody really.
nobody. He doesn't look Keegan. He doesn't look like anybody. You look like all those people, and Mike looks like none of them. This is the strangest thing.
BTK killer.
That is actually accurate. I won't even put my camera on you because I don't want to. The people don't need to see how accurate that was. I could put you on the main camera, but I won't do that. Andy and Nikki might be the only people in the house who don't have mustaches. This is the mustache show. I will shave everything else, and I will come back next week with a mustache. Me and Keegan should have done that. Mustache October. I'm the person when people do like the no shave November. Like I did that once in my life, but I like started like a month early. I was like, I got to kind of go in. Like I can't let it be embarrassing by the end of November. It has to look like I actually didn't shave. So I would start in like July. I would start in July not shaving, and then it would get like this long. That's what I would do. Question Mark said he had some questions. I don't think Judah Friedlander is going to make it. Lana Siebel will. So if anyone has questions and they're dying because Judah hasn't been on in a couple weeks, I'd like you to be able to ask them and we can discuss them and I can give advice. If they're political things, you're going to have to explain the references to the people because I do not watch the news. I do not watch the news. It is way too depressing. How I find out about the news is basically when a comedian does a joke about something that's topical, then I look it up. Then I look it up on Wikipedia during their set, and then I laugh like 10 minutes later when I finally caught up and figured out why it's so funny. I did not know who JD Vance was until last week. I didn't know what he actually looked like, and that's hilarious. People should be talking about him more. Not voting for him, talking about him and encouraging his stand-up career. That guy is going to end up at open mics when he loses this election. I guarantee it. But register to vote, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, is registering to vote, especially if you're in a swing state. Keegan's in a swing state. He's registered to vote in multiple states at this point. That's what I've
What
heard.
actually matters for once.
Yeah, your vote matters. Yeah, if you're in Illinois, your vote doesn't matter. I don't know what else to tell you. You can stay home. I won't feel bad about it. You can update your address. I don't care. I know people that live in Illinois that fly back to their home states just because they never change their address because they still crash on their parents' couch. And sometimes they vote, but that's what happens. No, they don't really vote. Nobody actually votes. If any comedian says they vote, you have to vote. You have to get out of the house way too early to vote. It's not happening. Question mark. Did you have a question for me though?
Well, first, I just want to tell you, New York is going to be blue also. But I was driving home from a library that's about 20 miles away from me today, and I must have passed 40 Trump signs and 2 Harris signs.
Yeah.
So, although New York is blue, where I was autumnal red.
Yeah, I can see that, especially because if you're outside of the cities, that's how it goes. There's just so many people in the city, and it's hard to be a rugged, individualistic Republican in a city when you're living on top of each other. That's basically what I've determined is why you have to just assume that you're just sharing things with people. That's part of being in the city is everything is common. You're sharing things. And then,
Socialism.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of socialism baked in the fact that your outdoor space is a park that you share with someone that also lives in the park. That's like how it goes. So you have to have a little bit of that compassion there. But I have to ask you, why did you drive 20 minutes to go to the library? That seems like was there a bad library and this is the good library? Like when you go to
It was the library that was offering the program I wanted.
Okay, what was the program? We got to hear what you're learning.
On Mondays, they show interesting movies, and the movie they showed today was out of the mid-1980s called Cocoon.
Oh yeah, good movie.
Yeah, very sneaky science fiction.
It's good. I'll tell you, when that movie came out, I was very young the first time I saw it, and I thought that's just what happened when you got old. I was like, I think I cried to my parents and I was like, I don't want to go with aliens when I get really old. And they're like, no, it's just a movie that doesn't happen. I'm like, it seemed pretty realistic to me. Seemed pretty realistic. They had to talk me out of that. I really thought that's what happened. I thought that
the spaceship looked very much like the spaceship from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I'm sure it was the same model. I'm sure.
It might have been.
There had to be the same model. Keegan, was it the same model? Do you know? Keegan was in Cocoon. I don't know. That's why I'm asking him so much. It's crazy to have a celebrity here. He was in the movie Cocoon.
I somehow the Cocoon made me older.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Cocoon is older. There we go. Now we figured it out.
But the movie was fun, and I drive to that library every Monday.
Oh, that's cool, man. Free movies at the or is it free?
Well, yeah.
Nice.
I wasn't going to pony up for a 40-year-old movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
While you mentioned VP, our boy Vance.
JD Vance, yeah. He's up and coming.
Tomorrow he is scheduled to debate the other VP candidate, Tim Walz. And my question to you is, does anybody give a flying, well, you know what?
No. No one can. No, this is going to be a snore fest. It's going to, every time JD Vance talks, Walz is just going to throw dodgeballs at him. That is the strategy to win this debate. JD Vance can't dodge anything. He can't catch. He probably kicks up his leg behind him when he throws. He probably has to two-hand throw the dodgeball back. So I want vice presidential dodgeball tournament, and then I'll tune in on ESPN 8.
I like that idea.
That's what I'll tune in for. I would bet on it too. But yeah, I'm not even going to watch this. I'll be honest. Hockey preseason started. That's so much better than a vice presidential debate.
I agree.
I don't think Walz should be
question
in the debate. He shouldn't have done it. He should have just been like, no, you want to debate me? You come to my old high school and you got to run through my whole high school football team. And then you get to the stage, and then you get your microphone, and then we start. That's how he should have done it. All right, I'll take your next question. I was just letting you know how Walz should have organized this debate.
You just sparked another question.
Okay.
The Olympics went out on a limb and had breakdancing for medal competition this year.
I loved it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was a beautiful sport.
What do you think? 4 years from now, how about dodgeball?
Dodgeball fucking should be on there. Dodgeball should be on there. Breakdancing should stay. They should let that lady that from Australia that was really good at breakdancing. She was awesome. They should let her play dodgeball too. They should let people angrily throw balls at her. But no, I think any competition, anything should be. I don't even care if it's a competition. I know, Mark, you've told me in the past that poetry used to be in the Olympics. Bring it back.
Poetry and architecture.
Rap battles, architecture, Lego competition. It's already a TV show. I've watched it. Will Arnett hosts it. It's fantastic. Lego building competition, walking across Lego pieces on the floor with your bare feet. That should also be a competition. Hula hooping competition, limbo competition, chess, checkers, Chinese checkers. These all should be Olympic sports.
While I was away, one day there was a story on the TV news that schools throughout the UK were having a mass poetry reading. They were trying to get into the Guinness Book of Records. It was like third graders or something like that.
Yeah.
So poetry is competitive.
There you go. There, see? And you know what? We're letting the English youth and the Irish youth, or wherever the heck you went, I forgot. Sorry, I just forgot. But we're letting them get a head start on this competition. We're not even letting kids read books anymore. I don't know, if you've talked to a child, they go to school, they're not allowed to open a book. If they open a book, they slap it out of their hand and give them their phone back and tell them to play Candy Crush for 8 hours. That is what is going on in schools these days. I blame Common Core math because I don't understand it, and I'm afraid of it, and I'm afraid of things I don't understand. Thank you.
I'm assured, Mark, that not one of the poems used the word Nantucket.
I don't know. I bet you they might have. Limericks are poems too. Yeah, you know what? That could be its own competition. Like, there are 37 different swimming competitions. There can be 37 poetry competitions.
Sure.
Happy, sad, limericks, dirty, rap battle, made up on the spot, puns. That's it. Puns should just be its own medal right there. Puns should be a medal. Keegan would be in the running on that one. I guarantee it if puns were in it.
Yeah, but there'd be choke artists who would gag.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. We got it. There we go. Question marks throwing his hat in the ring. In the Olympic rings. There you go. There we go. The Olympic rings. I got it. Mike Eckert, you got any questions for me in the meantime?
No.
I got another one for you, Mark.
Oh, question marks coming at me.
Well, you asked me to see if I could think of anything, and
Yeah.
I came unprepared today.
Wow.
But today,
I'm kind of let down by that. Kind of let down.
well, I'm just back. I mean, and there was traffic coming back from the library, so. And I was very good at giving late notes and excuses for no homework. So
Question mark was pulling out all the Trump signs and putting them in the back of his Prius. That's what he was doing.
pulling out all the trumps. So today, in addition to being National Heresy Day,
Yeah, I heard that one.
yeah, is also National Extra Virgin or Olive Oil Day. And my question to you is, what does a virgin have to do to become extra virgin?
Oh my God. I'm not getting into the anatomy here. We're not getting into the anatomy of the, it's about olives, man. It's about olives that never had sex with anyone. Those olives are virgins. They haven't even been touched by a human hand. That's why they're extra virgin, not even touched by a human, because they have nuns go to the tree and shake the olives out of it. And then they just use scoops. They never touch it. And then they make it into oil. I don't know how they make it into oil. I think they smash it like they do grapes when they make wine. That's just an assumption, but it's because no one touched them. It's olives, question mark. You're thinking too hard about this. You're thinking too hard. So I do want to say sometimes I think too hard about being interpreted as racist. I don't want to be interpreted as racist. I'm a very aware person, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And because I'm a comedian and I'll make jokes that are on the borderline of sometimes offensive and sometimes not. But I have a professional career too, and I have to be really serious at work. So I'm afraid like my worlds will collide. So I try to be on extra good behavior at work. And recently, we were having a concert at work, and on the way to, I was taking the elevator with some of my coworkers on the way to the concert, and I knew it was, I looked up who it was. It was Chance the Rapper's brother was performing. And I looked it up, and they just said his name, and I Googled his name, and there's a picture, and I was like, oh my God, that looks like Chance the Rapper. Then I click on the link, and I'm like, oh, it's his brother, but that really fucking looks like him. So I'm in the elevator, I'm like, turn to my coworkers, I said, oh, it's Chance the Rapper's brother, and he really looks like just like him. And then one of my coworkers, who happened to be black, said, oh, he better look like him. And I went, oh no, this is not good. So we go to the concert, and I'm nervous the rest of the time. I'm like, man, what if he comes out and like changed his hair or something? And then he came out, he was wearing a hat just like Chance, he was wearing sunglasses, and he came out, my coworker turned to me and he said, you were right, you were lucky this time. And I went, okay, I was not racist, I did it good. So then you could go too far the other way, because this is what happened recently, a couple months ago. This was a news story. I went to a meeting, and I was 5 minutes late, and I said, what are we all talking about? And my coworker said, the news just broke that O.J. Simpson just died. And I went, oh, no. And that was the wrong response, apparently. I thought it was the right response, and everyone gave me a weird look. So I had to find people on my side. So I was like, you know what? I like his early stuff, though. How about his early stuff? Capricorn 1, that whole football career was pretty good too. Naked Gun, hilarious. Good early O.J. Simpson. I'm sad for the death of young O.J. Simpson. I don't know what happened in the 90s. So it could go both ways. Sometimes you have to watch out just be yourself. If you're not racist, just be yourself and don't worry about it. Right, Mike Eckert? Just don't worry. Don't think about it. Don't give in to the woke mind virus. I do like that the people that say woke mind virus also support the guy who actually had a brain worm. That's always a fucking problem. That is one of the weirdest things ever, where I'm like, mind virus? Your guy fucking had a mind virus, and we don't know if it ever went away. Oh, Lord. I'm talking about RFK Jr. RFK Jr. Is probably the most chaotic person in this race right now, and there's a lot of chaotic people. Including Joe Biden. He's out of fucks. It is awesome. I don't know if anyone will. I look forward to seeing Joe Biden talk, and I never did my entire life, but he's out of fucks to give, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think he wanted to run for president. I think he wanted to do it again. I think he just I think he just knew the address of the White House so well that he's like, if I move, I'm never gonna get my mail again. He's like, it's never gonna happen. I'm gonna have to get it forwarded. He's like, Trump ain't gonna forward my mail. I know what happened to Barack. Barack never got his fucking mail forwarded. Trump was reading all his cards and shit. Yeah, all right, that's what I got there. Lana Sivo will be here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm just hanging out and talking to everybody that has so graciously joined us, like Evil Dave. Good to see you there. Bill Moore, good to see you. Jinda. How you doing, Jinda? You're not even that. Evil Dave throws up the heart. We know he's always listening. Nikki's on mute, but we'll take that as I know Nikki's listening because she types in the chat. She's paying attention to everything. Edward, I don't know if Edward's here though. That's honestly a little bit concerning, as I haven't seen Edward. I haven't heard him or anyone else in his house or a vacuum or anything. Nikki's with us. We are good with Nikki. William Reynolds is here, deciding to stay off camera too. Brandon is not showing his face. He's not even joining the Zoom because Brandon's upset at me for calling him out about the phone tree last week. Edward has not changed his screens. What is Edward has the Chirping Bird screen? It's the AI generated Chirping Bird.
Yeah, that's been there all night.
I'm going to put this so everybody can see this. There we go. Everyone on Twitch can see what I'm referring to. It says comedy on the hat. That's a pretty good hat. That's pretty close to a Judah Friedlander hat if there is one there. I will take any other questions while we're waiting for Lana Siebel as well. Going 3, 2, 1. No questions. All righty then. I guess I'll do more jokes. I wanted to make it a little bit more interactive. I wanted to make it a little bit more for you to get to learn about me and my political views. And my favorite sandwich. Oh my God. You know what? I don't know. It's probably a grilled cheese. It's probably just as simple as a grilled cheese. A grilled cheese. Does that count as a sandwich, even though it takes cooking and preparation? That or just any sort of Italian sub from JP Graziano's in Chicago. Probably my favorite sandwiches, yes. I put giardiniera on everything. I put giardiniera on my grilled cheese. I put it on any of my subs. I don't know if anyone outside of Chicago has that. Every time I travel outside of Chicago, I have to bring my own jar of giardiniera. I gave it to my... Okay, so do people not in Chicago know what it is? Do you know what giardiniera is? See, it is really subject. Keegan, do you get giardiniera out in Vegas ever?
You don't see it as much. And also tikka masala. You can't find the sauce. Like, it's not... You can find that everywhere in Chicago, but not here.
That's weird. I just had some today. I don't know. That is the weirdest thing. So it's a regional Indian Chicago food.
I guess, apparently. But yeah, giardiniera, here you can find, like, jalapenos in a jar or whatever. But yeah, like giardiniera, that's more of a regional specialty.
So yeah, giardiniera is like carrots, celery, hot peppers, diced up and then stored in oil, like olive oil, but a lot of times it's like a blend of olive oil and soybean oil, which is kind of gross. And it's spicy, and you put it on Italian beefs, you put it on your pizza, you can put it, I put it in fucking salads. I don't even care anymore. I got reckless with it. I put it on everything. So giardiniera kicks ass. That's probably my favorite thing is any sandwich with giardiniera on it, Annie. So I'll send you a jar. Annie, if you've never had it, I should probably send a jar to you and Jared. How about a hot dog or a hamburger, putting one in a bun? Are you asking me about hot dogs a sandwich?
Yes.
This is so for those of you that don't know, I worked 3 years in food tech, in food technology. I worked 3 years analyzing menus with computers, with AI, with machine learning. I did all of that. So I have a lot of very strong views on food and food classification. And no, it is not a sandwich, and I'll tell you why. A sandwich, and I would classify anything as a sandwich if it could be substituted with a sandwich and not upset someone if they didn't have a choice over it. So if somebody asks for a deli sandwich and you replace it with a hot dog, that's going to upset them. That's going to upset them, so you can't do it. So that's what I call the substitution method, which is a replacement method. But it is under the tree of handhelds. So you could replace a handheld with another handheld and upset people less. Meaning like people order a hamburger or a hot dog because they want to eat it with their hands when they're standing or walking or whatever. Then you could replace a sandwich with a hot dog if you're calling it a handheld, but it's not a sandwich because you can't give someone it and say, you ordered a sandwich, here's a fucking hot dog. They're going to stab you. They're going to stab you, Mark. So no, hot dog is not a sandwich. It is a scholar. I have given presentations on food classification before too. I should patent this. I actually made a whole graph of every single food that you could possibly order off of a menu, and what it can be replaced with, it's very strange. Like even like calzones, like where I'm like, there are dumplings like pierogies, dumplings, which is just something. It's just basically a noodle pocket, right? But you can't substitute a calzone with it. But you can substitute a calzone with a pizza because it's cooked bread. So there's a lot going on there. So like pot stickers and pierogies, technically substitutable. Those are dumplings. You could do that. But you cannot. You can replace pizza with a pizza puff. I don't know if people have pizza puffs outside of Chicago. Keegan Buckingham, do they have pizza puffs in Vegas?
Like once in a while, it's if you go to like a Chicago themed place, get the Vegas washed version of pizza puff.
I don't know. So that's going to be my thing, is going on vacation and only going to Chicago themed places, and then just being like, finally some real food, and act like it's really good when it's probably not. When it's like, going to like a pizza place in like fucking Atlanta that says it's Chicago style probably is not accurate, but act like it. Tell them it's the best thing. Like give them credibility for it. Drink Malort until my nose bleeds. Lying down rules for sandwich subbing. It's going to be, yeah, okay, well, then there you go, question mark. Then another Olympic sport that we have is debate. And the same question every 4 years, is a hot dog a sandwich? And then I will win the gold medal every year with the most reasonable response to it.
Maybe they could throw it out as like a Miss America question, instead of what will you do for world peace?
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good one. That might actually damage some people's brains. That might actually hurt some women in that competition. But no, I think we'll be okay. I think, yeah, I don't know. But here's the thing. I think an Italian beef could probably be replaced with a Polish sausage, though. I think that's close. I think we're getting somewhere with that. A wet Italian beef and a Polish sausage or a kielbasa on a bun, that's getting close to substitutable. So I'm just going to point that out right now, that my theory's falling apart the more I talk about it. So please ask a different question. Abigail said, if I were in charge of naming hurricanes, what names would I use? I think it would be so funny to let people name them after their pets. It would be so funny to be like Hurricane Oreo Snickers, like it's just pummeling Florida. Like my dog's name is Zippy. It would be so funny if it was like Hurricane Zippy's a category 5 and he's zipping up and down the coast. Hurricane Fido. Yeah, I think pet names. People, yeah, names that a person can't have, because that's always what happened. Remember, didn't they happen with Hurricane Andrew? Like no one named their kid Andrew for like 20 years because that hurricane was just in the news for so long. Like people, like no one's naming their kid Katrina. Like no one in New Orleans is naming their kid Katrina for decades, if not ever again. So not people names. So no, we should not name them after people. We should name them after pets. We should name them after pets. First and last names, though. First and last names, or else we'll run out too. Thanks for the question, Abigail. That was a really good one. I do hear the hurricane was. I heard there was damage from this hurricane all the way in southern Illinois, which is completely wild to me. But I heard it knocked down trees in southern Illinois, which means we're not safe, but it means we're just one step closer to the Lake Michigan hurricane that I've been waiting for. I can't wait for that. I want a massive hurricane to form over Lake Michigan and then just do laps around the coast. Just do laps, do loops, wipe out all the beaches. I don't care. I don't go to the beach. I'm out of breath for no good reason. I don't know why. I'm out of breath. Question mark, any other questions from you or from Twitch?
I've really been thinking about questions. I've been so engrossed. I've been so engrossed with what the sandwich is that.
And the Chicago foods. I think the one most confusing sandwich that we have is also a Chicago thing. It's a jibarito, which I don't know if do people know what that is? That was invented here. It's a Puerto Rican sandwich. It's made instead of bread. It's a plantain that they flatten out and roll out and then fry it up. So it's kind of like a little bit sweet. And then they serve that with like pork. Yeah, that technically is a sandwich and it doesn't even have any bread. So I want to point out that bread is not the commonality of sandwiches. You could substitute a ham and cheese with a hibarito. So it's substitutable. So it's a sandwich. What's my favorite cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich? I go with American, and I have pepper jack and American. I go with a lot of the cheeses. My favorite cheese on a burger is pub cheese. I don't know if anyone's had beer cheese like that comes in a plastic tub. That's popular in Wisconsin. Open face sandwiches. That's tricky. That is really tricky. If open face sandwiches are sandwiches, because they're not handhelds. Sandwiches have to be handhelds. If someone orders a sandwich and they don't know it's open face and you give it to them open face, they're gonna fucking stab you again. So no, I don't think it open face sandwiches. That's just meat and toast. That's literally when you get like a breakfast with eggs and sausage and some toast on the side. That's what an open face sandwich is. So no, it's just a meal. It's an entree. It's a full service entree at that point. Like, what is it called? A Juicy Lucy or something? Somebody help me out with that one. I don't want to Google that. Juicy Lucy. Oh, that's just a burger. I can't remember what the open face burger is. Okay, Juicy Lucy looks pretty good actually. That's a hamburger. Just letting you know. If you want to know what a Juicy Lucy was, it's a hamburger. I'm looking at pictures of it. I don't even see a difference for it. It's the same thing. Mike Eckert, you don't got any questions over there?
No.
No, just chilling on his leather couch, putting up a picture of him wearing a different shirt, and then coming back with a shirt on. I'm just happy you're wearing a shirt, Mike, because 2 weeks ago we could not get you to keep your shirt on. I don't know what it was, talking about how warm it was, something like that. I don't know, but thank you for wearing a shirt. Thank you for wearing a shirt, question mark, as well. I do want to say thank you, Keegan, for actually, Keegan, it probably would be better if you weren't wearing a shirt, but I understand.
Still time.
The tattoos are healing. You got to keep it.
True story. I don't have any tattoos, but I was planning on getting one the next time the White Sox won the World Series.
Oh, really?
For a while.
What are you gonna get? I'm a Sox fan too. I want to point that out.
I'm gonna get white like on the arm or something, White Sox logo, and then like a scroll underneath. It'll have like 05. It'll have the current year when they win it, and then a third blank spot for when they win it the time after that. You know what I'm saying? So I can go back later and get the tattoo filled in third time.
Yeah. So you're being ambitious to win it two more times.
2030. It'll say like 2005, 2030, and then third blank space.
Okay. But then if you die and they don't win a third time, are you going to have it laser removed from your cadaver?
Oh, I suppose I could. I could put that like in my will or whatever.
Just cut it out. Just cut it off. Be like, I don't want to face God with the shame that God couldn't bring us another win. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, that tattoo was looking pretty imminent, but now it's. I think it'll be a while.
I don't know, for those of you that are not baseball fans, the Chicago White Sox had, I think, the worst losing record since 1900 in modern baseball. They lost 120.
Most losses in the modern era. Yeah,
121 games since women can vote. That's absolutely wild. That's the modern era. They say is like 1900. Let's just say it's when women could vote. That would be more historical. They're like, grandma couldn't vote. It's one last time the Sox won the World Series, but no, it's a pretty big drought. They did terrible. Nobody was going to the games, and then when they were winning when they were getting to the 121 losses, when they're getting to setting that record, then their game started selling out again. It was fucking crazy, and people were cheering. And it was weird because people wanted to be there for the historic event. And if the historic event is your team losing, it's kind of like the saddest historical event. But this is Chicago, and we're used to it. And White Sox fans are there to drink too. They're definitely there to drink. If you've ever been to a game, if you're in Chicago, let me know. I'll go to a game with you next time.
I went to those last two games in San Diego. I actually was trying to see them set the loss record. I saw them lose number 120. I saw them tie the record. If they would have lost one more game before I saw them, I could have been there for it. I was doing the math. I was really hoping, but no.
Oh, see, I have to ask what the mentality is for that. Like, you wanted them to lose then, right?
Totally, yeah. There's not yeah.
Cheering for your team to lose.
Booing the guy who hits the home run. I love it.
No, damn it, they won. You're not supposed to win. Oh man, I don't know. That's pretty embarrassing. No, I'm probably just gonna. I honestly think I could probably round up enough Venezuelan migrants here to form a baseball team that's better than the White Sox. I think I could literally just go to the shelters down the street from my house, probably put together a better team. That's not racist. If you think that's racist, that's just in your own mind. Thank you again for sharing that, Keegan. That's a really nice one. Mike Eckert, what's your favorite baseball team, Mike Eckert?
Oh, I like the Cubs.
Oh, he's a Cubs fan. So me and Keegan are gonna have to rough you up. You're outnumbered here on this show. Watch out. That happens all.
Cubs are winning just as many playoff games as the White Sox this year.
Keegan's got the comeback for the Cubs. It is the funniest thing though. Like travel, like whenever I travel around and people hear I'm from Chicago, people do think of the Cubs. Like that is like the Chicago thing, and a lot of times it's because people in other cities will be Cubs fans for whatever reason, whether they're from Chicago or they just like the history of it. So they'll just assume I am, and it triggers me so bad. It's like not even funny. Where they're, oh, you're from Chicago. I love the Cubs, and I'm like, no, 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 no. There's a team that 6,000 people like as well, and I'm one of those 6,000 people. You ever see the chart of teams' popularity by geographic area? There's a map, and the White Sox is like as small as the Mets. I think the Mets actually has a bigger geographic area that works for them. And the White Sox is literally just like a small circle around Bridgeport, which is the neighborhood it's in. I was just there last Saturday. It's lovely. You should go there. Visit lovely Bridgeport, Chicago. They just put in a new bar called Electric Funeral. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a heavy metal funeral themed bar. And I went there and it was fantastic. There were dogs barking at me the whole time. The bathroom door didn't lock. It was a brand new bar and the door would not stay locked. That's the kind of place you'll find in Bridgeport, Illinois. So next time, or not Bridgeport, Chicago, Illinois. So yeah, I was just in Bridgeport. And then the White Sox have a little panhandle of Northwest Indiana. It's great. It's like right around the south side. And then there's a little panhandle of like Gary and like the Warren Dunes National Park is a White Sox fan apparently. So I don't really understand it. But if you go to a White Sox game, you do get pretty big Indiana vibes from the fans. You get like these people came in from Indiana. This is their big night in the city. You could see down. They won't go downtown because that's way too scary. Way too scary to go downtown. I recently went out to dinner with my wife, and then I was meeting my mom and my brother and his fiance, and I was like, all right, let's get dinner here. It's in Chicago. It's Pleasant House Bakery. It's called the Pleasant House Bakery. There's no place that sounds more welcoming than Pleasant House Bakery. And then they just said, I don't know. I hear there's a migrant problem and wandering gangs of teens breaking into cars and buildings and whatnot. And I'm like, there absolutely is not. But they still refused to come. So I had to drive all the way to the suburbs. And it was really boring. And then I went back and went to a Mexican brewery in Pilsen, and there was a mariachi band playing because it was Mexican Independence Day, and it wasn't dangerous, but my mom was absolutely right. They never would have gotten home if they came to Pleasant House Bakery because Halsted and 18th Street was completely closed down. They weren't letting people drive or anything. So yeah, they were kind of right, but for the wrong reason. Not for racism, because it was just a festive atmosphere. Indiana is the buckle of the Bible Belt. Indiana is I'll just be honest, it sucks. Indiana's a terrible state. Not the people, the geography. The geography of it's really bad. It's oil refineries and strip clubs and then corn. But that's it. So you could have fun if you like if you like interesting smells. Indiana's kind of the state for you. It smells like hog manure. It smells like strip clubs, or it smells like they're burning off oil at the oil refinery as well. Especially the strip clubs. Yeah, the strip clubs. Yeah, that's Indiana for you though. That's wasn't Pence from Indiana?
Yep.
Oh my God, that explains so. Okay.
As well too.
It's a bunch of Mike Pence's, basically. It's all Mike Pence's. It smells like Mike Pence. If Mike Pence released a cologne, it would be Indiana. It would just smell like the state of Indiana. It would be just hot corn, hot ass, and then hot oil. That's Indiana right there. I love that. I love it though. So it's the fastest state you can drive through though. It takes about 2 hours. It's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool to drive through because you're just like, I'm out of here. One time I was driving from Chicago to New York and I missed my exit and I ended up in Michigan and I almost had a heart attack. I was like, Indiana went by way too fast. And I was like, we're not supposed to go to Michigan on the way here. So then I had to cut through Canada. I took the shortcut through Canada. I just stayed in Michigan. I didn't want to go back south into Indiana. Question mark. Any more questions? Question mark.
I'm sorry, no.
No. Let's see if Abigail on Twitch has any questions. No, she does not. Oh, Lana Siebel's here, so I'm gonna let her settle in, and then we'll bring her up here. We'll hear what's new with her.
Timing is everything.
2 New York comedians. Obviously very busy. One had to go early, one had to go late. That's very New York of them. Very New York to be busy and to be booked all the time. Lana, are you here?
I'm here.
I'm gonna
get the hey.
Bring you up. Please
All right. Yes.
She's our headliner for the night, so please welcome Lana Siebel.
Hey, thank you. Keep going for Mark Anthony. All right. Yes, very busy. Arguing with my son and husband, trying to juggle. It's not easy. It's not easy. I do it somehow. Good to see everybody. The whole gang is here. All right. Yeah. I do love the fall. Are we fall people here? You like the fall? Yeah, me too, right? Yes. Question mark. I see you. Yeah, Mark Anthony. I love the fall, but I do have seasonal depression.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, every season I'm depressed. Yeah, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too sunny, it's too windy, it's too perfect. Now that you guys know that I'm Jewish, yeah. Mike, how you doing? Is that just a free shot, or are you trying to sleep with your eyes open? I've been there, just looking really, but happy to see. I like the color, I like the red, very nice. All right, just gonna give compliments to everybody. I was mean to my family, now I could be nice to everybody. Okay, good. No, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, New York it's crazy expensive. I don't know what we're thinking. And I've been really trying to visualize abundance. Yeah. But Mark Anthony, it's just showing up on the scale. Speaking, it's just, yeah. You got to be careful what you wish for, Yeah, you got to be very specific. But yeah, I do like some abundance on the scale because when I first started dating my husband, we got couples here, people in relationships.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who else is here that's not answering me. Okay, everybody's off. Okay, great. So it's just me and Mark Anthony talking. Thanks, guys, and the question mark, and Mike, and Buckingham. That's a cool name. Is that really and a cool mustache? I feel like we're royalty. Are you a nobleman or I don't know.
The name is real. The mustache is fake.
Very nice. Very nice. Wait, the name is real. Wow, it looks real. The name doesn't look real, but no, I'm joking. But the mustache looks real, but the name, anyways. Okay. It doesn't really matter, right? We're just talking. But yeah, when I first started dating my husband, he was a lot bigger than me, bigger guy, and I was a lot thinner. I used to be a competitive dancer. Yeah. And as time went on, my husband lost a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight. Yeah. So we're exactly the same size now. Right. You guys know, right? When you're in a relationship together for a long time, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And can I share with you guys that I like the chubsters. Okay. Yes, like the bigger guys. I like the fatties. You know, I'm a big chubby chaser. Yes, yeah, I do. I like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's thin people here. I don't mean to reject you. Just a big fan of the fatties. And yeah, you know, I like the kind of guy that will like lift you up, but will never lift a celery stick. Yeah. You know, the kind of guy you feel safe with. The kind of guy when he lifts his belly flap, a gun drops out. Okay, good. I love you guys. It's about to get dumber. Yeah, I did a show a couple weeks ago, and the comic comes out, and she was like, "Yeah, they're okay, but they're kind of dumb." And I'm like, "Yes, this is my audience. Okay, the dumber, the better." But yeah, I love the Chubsters. And when we first started dating, my husband and I, you know, we both had very different expectations because, like, I was an athlete. I was, you know, a nationally ranked dancer. And my husband thought he was going to get super fit. Like, he was sure he was going to get in the best shape of his life. And it turns out that I was just starving. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, fucking feed me now. You guys look scared, and that's correct. That was the exact energy I was giving off. It was terrifying. Yeah. And, you know, I thought I was dating this chubster. I'm going to get to eat all this delicious food. And it turns out that he just had a thyroid condition. Yeah. And like a whole bunch of allergies. Yeah. So he was eating a lot healthier than I was. Yeah. But it was nice when we first started dating because, you know, when you're dating somebody a lot bigger than you, it's like all the other chubsters could feel that you're interested in them. Yeah. And yeah. And it's like a, you know, a bat signal goes out to them that you're interested. Or in this case, more like a fat signal. And they came running, which they're not used to doing. And and it was so great because instead of giving me boring flowers and toys, way better. They'd be like, Lana, try this entire pizza. Yeah. Yeah. Lana, have this entire cheesesteak. Yeah. Like, Lana, try these pastries. And I'd be like, oh my God, Reginald Vell Johnson, you shouldn't have. I feel like now that Reginald Vell Johnson is on Dancing with the Stars, people know who he is. I was doing this joke years ago. All right. Yeah. But you guys know, right? He's the chubby cop from I feel like maybe I put him on the map. Maybe somebody heard him doing Reginald Vell Johnson. But yeah, he was the chubby cop from the 1990 sitcom Family Matters. Right? Yeah. Also chubby cop from the movie Die Hard. So yeah, what I'm trying to tell you guys is I have a type. Right? Yeah. Another fun fact, also I was doing this before this happened, but you guys could look this up. It turns out that Reginald Vell Johnson and P. Diddy were doing something very raunchy at one of those parties.
Uh-oh.
Use your imagination. That's right. So, and by the way, we didn't need as much baby oil. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying Reginald Vell Johnson and I, we didn't need, and I'm just saying, you know, P. Diddy and I have the same type. Okay. Yeah. This is, wow. I can't believe this. I was doing this joke. Like, Mark Anthony, you see me doing this joke for years now. And now both of these things are so relevant. Like, how weird is life? Just my advice to you guys is just keep being you. Keep telling your eccentric jokes. You never know. It might come to fruition. And right. Like, wow. Okay. I also made the joke that, like, you know, P. Diddy bought in bulk from Costco. And then I find out a few weeks later that his manager was trying to give the excuse that he just bought in bulk at Costco. That's why he had so much baby oil. Like, it's just too weird. Anyways, good thing is it's all working out for our jokes, right? Yeah. eventually, I did have to move to a very steep hill, so only the very determined chubsters could get to me. Yeah. And yeah. So stupid. And yeah, it ended up that my husband, he won the prize. Yeah. A Jewish wife that constantly complains. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. What else? You guys watch the debates? Watching yeah, me neither, Keegan. I mean, kind of. I watched one a few weeks ago. And by the way, I'm not going to ever do this material in Pennsylvania. I'm just doing this from my, bedroom safe. I'm not doing any politics. It's not safe out there. But yeah, no, I think one thing we can say about the debates is no matter what side you're on, when somebody that you're arguing with and you're going like, I didn't do it, she did it, it wasn't me, it was her, they lost a debate, right? Mm. They don't have a good argument. Like that's how children argue, right? That's honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have terrible comeback game. That's how I argue. So it's like, no, no, I'm not. You are. So like, I'm so bad at it that even like my 11-year-old son and my husband, like when they're tired and they go, like they have no comeback. They're like, we're doing the Lana comeback. This isn't good, right? Like we lost the argument clearly. But yeah, I'm glad I watched the debate because, guys, I'm an immigrant. I came over when I was 7 from Ukraine. Yes. And yeah, thank you. Question mark. But like question mark, thanks, Keegan. Yeah. I like always as a child wanted a pet, like a puppy or a kitten. And you guys know where I'm going with this. Yeah. Now I know why my parents didn't get me a pet. Guys, I would eat it. I would eat that pet. Okay. So dumb. Anyone else like can't get that song out of their head, that TikTok, they're eating the dogs, they're eating, it's awful. I can't get it out of my head. But okay, I'm bringing a lot of fun facts. Did you guys know this, that Trump is out of all the presidents in history, he's one of 3 presidents that never had a pet in the White House? Did you guys know that? Oh, yes. Mark Anthony, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Like Melania, she's an immigrant. She would eat that pet. Yeah, okay. All right. So dumb. It's just like, how dumb can this get? Yeah, that's right. Now we know. Speaking of Melania being Eastern European, yeah, so I'm Eastern European. I came over from Ukraine, and I'm sort of regular size, but like in Eastern European culture, it's women are a lot thinner, so I'm so like chubstery that I was kicked out of the whole Eastern European women's group. Did you guys know? Yes, I was. Yeah, I got a letter from Melania Trump saying, yep, I have to turn in my, fake Chanel bag and my Louis Vuitton lipstick. That's right. Okay, there's like more to this bit, but I honestly don't remember it. I have to bring it. I have to look through my notes. So thank you guys for, let's see what other bits I can't remember that we can have fun with. We can all try to. So, okay, I explained to you I'm a woman. Yeah, I had to, I have to get, I have a whole history of women in my family having cancer. So I have to do all those screenings and like at an earlier age. And I had to go get a mammogram, right? Yeah. But like, guys, like how dumb is life, right? You have to go hug a machine. The machine squeezes your breast. Yeah. I mean, like, is this what the future looks like? Right? When the AI take over and I'm forced into AI prostitution. Right? Yeah, I messed up a word. But again, we're remembering this, remembering the bit. This is good. So there was another part, but we're going to keep moving. Okay. What else could we talk about? Okay, we did Costco and all right. So yeah, I have a son. He's 11. Anybody kids here? You have kids? No. Oh, okay, good. Oh, that's why you guys look happy and full of life, and you can take care of yourself. That's good. Yeah, enjoy your lives. No, he's great. Somehow it worked out. He's a good one. I like him. That's important. Yeah, he's a lot of parents don't. But no, he's half Jewish, half Italian. So, he's half hypochondriac, half ballbuster. Yeah. He's really embracing both his cultures. He really is. So he likes the bagel with the prosciutto. Yeah. He likes to complain and scream. So yeah, but loves both his cultures. Lately, I am seeing that he's leaning into his Italian side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I'm driving him to school and we're in the car. It's early. And he's like, Mom, I don't feel so good today. I don't think I should be going to school. And I'm like, just try, see what happens. Yeah. Then the shakedown starts. Yeah. Because he's like, okay, sweetheart, here's what we're going to do. You're going to get a call from the nurse at 9:15. Pick up. Okay, this is scary. You guys are like watching The Sopranos now, right? Ooh, yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah. He's like, all right, it's about 7:50 now. That gives you about an hour to go get your coffee, do your bullshit run at Planet Fitness. No judgments. Okay. I feel like I should get the Tony Soprano accent better. Yeah. And be back here at 9:30 sharp and be a doll. Bring me back some ginger ale for my stomach. Get me a nice sandwich. Some mozzarella, fried eggplant, prosciutto, roasted peppers. He finally gets out of the car, right? He taps me gently on the cheek and he's like, keep your ringer on. Wow. Guys, wow, right? Like, he does not do this with his dad. He doesn't, because he knows a half Italian can't go against the full Italian.
No.
Yeah. Like Mark Anthony, my husband knows his whole entire shakedown game. Yeah, like the next morning, my son actually tries it again. He's like, Dad, I don't feel so good. I don't think I should go to school today. My husband just looks at him and he goes, you're going to school. And if the nurse calls, I ain't picking you up. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's feeling better. He's got no symptoms. He's in a good mood. Because, I don't know. Lately, I do feel like I'm the worst parent. I do. And if any of you decide to become a parent, I advise this because I'm leaning into being the worst parent because that gets me out of doing a lot of things I don't want to do. So I recommend it. I highly recommend this strategy. Because, my son's always like, oh, Dad's a better cook than you. I'm like, yeah, he's Italian. They perfected the pasta, right? Yeah, I can't compete with that. Yeah. I mean, like the first time my husband said, I like al dente, I thought he was talking about the super in our building. Yeah. How much more time do I have? I feel like I'm stealing I'm going on.
You're closing out. You can keep going. As long as you're comfortable.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I'm never comfortable, but this is good. I'll take this. Well, you guys are a lot of fun. Yeah, I am at this point in my life where I'm trying to, be more trusting of people and develop friendships, long-lasting friendships. And I always thought maybe there's something with me, that's not right. I'm realizing there's nothing wrong with me. It's them. Yeah, it's the other people. There's something very wrong with them. Yeah, it's good to trust yourself because, I started to get close with somebody and she was like, Lana, like, I'm so glad we're getting close. This is so amazing. Like, you don't see a lot of adults who become so close. Like, we should treasure this. Like, we should celebrate this. Cause like, I've prayed to Satan every night for a friend like you. Okay, the next one is just a joke, and I think it got me banned from a few places in Bushwick. But okay, just keep in mind it's a joke. I was once friends with a Proud Boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I mean, guys, I didn't know he was a Proud Boy. I didn't know that. I mean, I just thought we were a couple of racists. I think we just got to end on that. I don't think there's a better ending. All right.
Yeah, I love it.
Night. That was fun. Thank you.
One more time for Lana Siebel. Thank you, Lana.
Hey, thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So fun.
Everyone is awesome. I'm super happy. We had Lana on. We had Thelonious Fiorito on as well. Keegan Buckingham, thank you for returning to the stage. Thank you all for coming out this week. Sorry I canceled last week on short notice. I apologize again. Thank you all for joining us on Twitch. I see a bunch of people joined us as raiders from Roscoe's stream. So thank you, everyone coming from Roscoe. We also do this every Sunday at the same time. Next week we have I know Kellyanne Zemnikas is on, Kevin Sorbo, but that must be a typo. I don't think he's actually on this show. That guy's a real piece of shit. All right. No, it's going to be awesome. I'll see you all next week. Thank you all for sharing your Monday night with us. We'll do it again soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody on Zoom. Bye.